Hey y'all, today's video I want to talk about how I got tremendous tread life on this current set of tires. I just got done rotating them, so these ones here were on the front. And just to provide a little background info, these are Toyo Open Country Mud Terrain 35 inch by 12.5 17-inch wheels. And these tires have been on the truck for a little over 90,000 miles. I think it's actually 91, 92,000, something like that. That is way more miles than I ever expected to get out of these tires, and way more miles than any of the forums or posts on the internet say that I should get out of these tires. So that got me to thinking, how did I do it? How did I get such better tread life on this set versus my last set? Because I've owned two sets of these. And my last set was absolutely done at 63,000 miles. Now, it was a little bit different size, a little bit shorter, a little bit thinner, but overall still a larger than stock mud terrain tire, same tire. So 63,000 versus, I've almost got an extra 30,000 miles out of these. And this one here looks pretty good. It just came off the front, which is even more impressive. These spent the last 10,000 miles on the front. I didn't think that they would last long enough to rotate them to the back to the rear, but they did. So there they are. I'm going to squeeze a little more life out of these tires, maybe even go for 100,000, which is ridiculous. But I was debating about, should I even release this video, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of people saying 90,000 BS. He didn't do that. No one can get that kind of miles. He's lying. Well, I looked at my maintenance log, and I think it said 240,600 miles is when I put these tires on. And why don't we just check the miles now, where we're at today, 333. So that's over 90,000. That's 93,000. So we're 2 minutes in the video already. Here's the ways I got more miles out of these tires. So reason number one, these tires, when I installed them, I put 4 brand new shocks on. Here's a rear shock. Bilstein 5100 is what I use on all 4 corners. Those new shocks help take out the chop pattern that I was seeing on the tires. These have almost no chop, and for when you consider 90K miles, you should expect to see some uneven tread wear by that point. But this tire looking pretty good. It's got a little bit of chop here. You can see it's barely any. I also replaced 1 wheel bearing at that time, which was good because I was struggling from inner tread wear, and that seemed to cure that problem. So shocks was a big one, and I attribute that to, it's a top 3 as far as how much it helped me. The next thing I did was balance these things out. So they've got balancing beads in them. And now, for a while, since last summer, I've had these Centromatic balancing discs. So these tires are balanced quite well. And there's a lot of testimony out there about balancing tires this way, where people are getting 10% more miles just from balancing. So I think that played a big role as well. Some other ways I got more tread life. These rims. I didn't have these before. I put these on when I got the tires. These are about a 1/2 inch wider than stock, and they seem to just fit these bulkier, wider tires a little better than a stock rim would. And I think that helped contribute to more tread life. Minuscule contribution, but a little bit more. How about tire pressure? If you overinflate these, they'll wear out in the middle here very quickly. If you underinflate them, they'll have all kinds of weird tread wear. And I'll show you an example, because I have a tire that was underinflated for a while. It's this one back here, and it's the worst of all 4 tires as far as how the tread looks. You can look at that lump right there on that tread block. This tire was a bit underinflated, for a while. I'm not sure what the actual PSI was when it was underinflated, but this is absolutely the worst of all four. And this one, on some of these treads, is actually down to the wear indicators and is calling to be replaced. I've put it on the rear here to try and get as much tread, much more life out of it as I can. See if I can make that last for a little while longer. I think it'll be fine because most of these outer treads are looking good. So don't underinflate, don't overinflate your tires, and you'll be good to go. If you're towing, so if you've got a trailer back here, you can air these back ones up a little bit more, but when you're not towing, air them back down. That's what I would recommend. One more item to talk about is rotations. I rotated these tires every 6,000 miles for the longest time. And around 45,000 miles, 45,000, I cross-rotated them. So I moved this front driver's side tire to the rear passengers. Rear drivers to the front passengers. That's what I did about halfway through their life. And that actually seemed to help quite a bit. I credit that with helping out tread wear a bit, getting it to wear a little bit more evenly. And when I first did that, the tires were actually kind of noisy for a little while, but they kind of broke back into their new spots and quieted back down. And I think I'll do that again on my next set of tires. I'm not sure how much this actually helped, but the steering damper right there, upgraded steering damper, may have helped keep the front end secure and reduce a little bit of wear and tear. Not sure how much of an impact that actually had. You can actually run these trucks without the damper on there. One other comment is driving style. Kind of driving I do. Lots of long highway miles. And these tires, they have spent most of their life down here on the Gulf Coast, where the roads are flat and straight, and we don't have, hills, and you can travel high rate of speed without stopping very often. So the lack of acceleration and deceleration, windy roads, no windy roads. So for the most part, these tires had a pretty easy life. So that added a little bit more miles versus my last set when I was living in rugged terrain of Pennsylvania, and where there was all kinds of road hazards and winter weather and other things that would chew through your tires, and abundance of potholes and so forth. But yeah, so driving style aided me a bit, but I don't think that it's even in the top 5 as far as things that actually added tread life to these. So my original goal with these tires was get 70,000 miles. I thought I would get 70,000 pretty easily because with the tires being a little taller, they didn't spin as much, and I knew I had new shocks to get rid of the chopped tread. So 70K was achieved really easily, and I never expected to get anywhere close to 90K. I was thinking maybe we'll do 75. As far as what I'm seeing on the internet, these trucks and these tires, 60 to 65,000 miles is what you can expect for most people. I've seen a couple people get 70. There may have been one case out there where someone got 75,000, but I've not seen anyone get 90,000 yet. So that's why I decided to come out with this video and kind of explain what I think allowed me to get that many miles. I mean, the same truck had the similar set of tires, same kind of tire, and got 30,000 less miles. I changed some things up, and I got 30,000 more miles. So there's got to be something that I did that allowed that to happen, and I think it was the combination, primarily shocks and balancing. But there were several other factors that played into it as well. And these 35s, they're known as a longer lifespan tire size for this tire too. I hear a lot of people say, get the 35s because for some reason they last longer than the other sizes. I've heard that a couple times, so who knows? The tread depth was a little bit deeper from factory, and of course the tires are a little bit taller, so they spun a little bit less. But besides that, I don't think there's anything involved with the design that actually helps that tread life out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful. And if you're looking to expand your tread life, I would say top 2 things would be shocks and balance the tires using beads of some kind. Beads or Centromatic discs or something like that. Do that. I think that's going to be your best bet. All right, y'all. Have a good one. See ya in the next video.